Ciao Bella, welcome to Bella Uncinetto. I'm Christina and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. Today we have another book that I have had for quite some time, and I did not realize that I did not do a book look on it. So I went back into all of my um, books. So when I was rearranging everything, uh, over here, when I thought I was gonna bring the desk in and everything that I talked about before, I was going through my books because I was trying to figure out a place to put them. And I was like, okay, well, I don't remember doing a book look on this. I don't remember doing a label my library on that. So I've gone through, and I actually have a sticky note and I have a stack. It's not a big stack of books. That's like I have to do a video on those books at some point. So I've shown them to you, and some of them I've done a book look on, some of them I have not done a label my library on. This was the only one that I hadn't done either of them on. So I thought I would do the book look first, and then as we go through, I can do some label my library things, right? So this book is the new Tunisian Crochet Contemporary Designs from Time Honored Traditions. Um, okay, well, that's not. This is a receipt from the Smoky Mountain Spinnery, uh, but it's not. It doesn't go with this book. I didn't buy this book there, but okay, sure. So this is the table of contents for the book. So it walks you through the history, a little bit of Tunisian crochet, some techniques, the tools that you need, um, a stitch dictionary, and then there's some projects. So let's look at some of that. So there, like I said, there is a history. That is a beautiful, this blanket, I've already looked through the book, but this blanket does show up in the projects. It's so beautiful. And just while I'm looking through, I really do enjoy Tunisian crochet. There are some people who don't really love it, but I really, really enjoy it. So this is some historical examples of Tunisian crochet, right? It's really nice. And then it goes through the different kinds. Oh, and this is really cool. There's a reading list for further study. So if you're interested in any of the topics that they talk about, they give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books for further study, which could be interesting. So then there's some techniques. They talk about the basic stitches, how to increase, and they give little pictures, like this one. They give little pictures for how to make the stitch. It's not like a tutorial, it's just talking to you about the stitch. So then they talk about decreasing then the textured stitches and some of the extended stitches, how to make things for lace, changing colors and yarns, um, how to avoid a loose first stitch. So because in Tunisian crochet, when you're holding, let me see, do I have a hook in here? Just any hook. I do have a hook. Okay, so when you're doing Tunisian, this is not a Tunisian hook, this is just a regular crochet hook. But when you're doing Tunisian, all of your loops stay on the hook as you go on your forward pass. So as you're going, um, like you would do regular crochet, where you would finish the stitch and start the next stitch as you go across, you hold the last loop of the stitch on your hook as you go all the way across your project. And because of that, the very first stitch that you do goes farther and farther and farther and farther down your hook, and it can end up being a very loose stitch each time, which will make one edge of the work a little bit wider and like looser, where the end of it, where you're like finishing up and doing the reverse pass coming backwards, tends to be a little bit tighter. So that's a tip that they give you in there, which is nice. Let me get back to my spot. I just closed the book entirely. So then they talk about making a swatch. One of the things that I've heard a lot of people who do like Tunisian tutorials, they always say, especially if you're a tight crocheter, which I am, to go up an additional hook size from what's recommended in the pattern, because Tunisian, as far as the stitch is concerned, acts more like knitting. It's a little bit more compact. Even if you do like a double, like an extended knit stitch or something like that, where you're doing a taller stitch, it still tends to be a tighter fabric that you're making. So, and Jada at Jada and Stitches, she did a Tunisian calendar blanket that I participated in, and it was really great. But you got to make squares in various different Tunisian stitches. And then, is it Nina's Knots Crochet? Nina's Knots. I always want to say Nina's Next Knots, but it's Nan's Next Knots. Nina Knots Crochet. So I'll link her, but she also did a Tunisian Tuesday thing. So she would do washcloths and Tunisian stitches, which was nice. And then the tools that you need for Tunisian. Oh, so it does talk. The only thing that I don't like about this in the tools part, there's no pictures. So they just give you like a thing. They don't show you ooh, sorry. They don't tell you what a Tunisian hook or an Afghan hook looks like. They just tell you to go find one. And that's a downfall for me in here. Like, if you're going to tell me about a tool, I want you to show it to me, because how you describe something and how I interpret something may be two very different things. So yes, I can just look it up on the internet nowadays, but I need you to show it to me, especially if it's something specific that I'm supposed to be looking for. Because if you tell me about it and you show it to me, I'm more likely to find it, right? And you can easily look up things. And if you're writing a whole book on Tunisian crochet, you should have some Tunisian tools. I mean, that would just be my thought. I mean, if you're going to write a whole book about it, you should have some Tunisian tools. So you should have some pictures. Definitely would have that. Special techniques and effects. So they talk about the double-ended hook, but again, they don't show it to you. And then doing like Tunisian in the round. So they show you a little thing of Tunisian in the round. And then they talk about doing color work and combining Tunisian crochet with regular crochet stitches. They have some color work patterns. And they talk about entrelock. There's a couple of different ways I've seen entrelock. I actually have, it's upstairs. Amanda at Obsessive Crochet Lady made me a stitch marker holder that's Tunisian entrelock, and have it upstairs. I have a little cart upstairs by my couch where my couch project sits. And I do that. So then there's a stitch dictionary in here. And they do use charts, but then they have the written part as well. So they give you the swatches across the top and then down below. So they have like 1, 2 in the middle, and then 3. So then down here they have it labeled which one is 1, which one is 2, which one is 3, and they go through the chart and the written stitch explanation. And then here, right, they have 4, 5, and 6, and 7. 4, 5, 6, and 7. But they don't have names. There's no names on the stitches. So it's just stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, they don't give you the names for the stitches. Yeah, there's no names. Okay, so that would be another mark against this book, is there's no name for the stitches. Like, if I was to go look this up on the internet, if I searched for stitch 8, I'm not going to know what stitch 8 is. They have names. The stitches have names. You could tell us what they are. Yeah, they're not all in here. Because like stitch 5 says, instructions are for forward pass, work basic, return pass, and then work basic foundation row, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't tell you what the name of it is. It doesn't say it on the chart either. So 9 and 10. And then 11 through 14. I do like the colors though. The colors are really vibrant. And they do a close-up, like on 12. Like if you were to look at 12, there's a really good close-up of what the stitch is supposed to look like. So I would know if I was doing it correctly. 16. They do group the stitches though. So like group 1 is your basic stitches. Group 2 is intermediate, like a little bit more textured, and then group 3 is your lacy stitches. So I think these are some of the lace stitches. And then there's some more textured stitches. These are neat, 30 and 31. Those are nice. But again, it doesn't give you a name. 31 it does. The treble crochet cable, the TC cable. Or Tunisian crochet cable. Group 5, Tunisian and standard crochet. So this is how you like will blend some of them. So there's 33 in all. I can't show you 33 because it's in a whole, the whole pattern is right there. But 33 is there. And then the next chapter is the projects. Okay. So when I would come back for this to do the label my library, I would just show you the projects. Now, not all of these patterns, let me double check. Yeah, not all of these patterns are size inclusive. Most of them only go up to like, if it's like a fitted one, it only goes up to like a 2X maybe. Like this cardigan only goes up to an extra large. It's pretty, but I wouldn't be able to make it because I would need a 2X. And I know it'll stretch, but that would seem kind of pointless to stretch it out that far. There are some male wearables in here though, so there's a nice vest, but it only goes up to a 2X. This is a really nice shawl. You could use it as a scarf as well. I like this pattern a lot. It is the Rivuline, Rivuline shawl. And then there's this skirt. Right. And then there's the pullover that's from the front. Ooh, I lost my page. There's a pullover that's from the front. And then there's this set is the hat. It gives you the pattern for the hat and the mittens, which is nice because sometimes they'll only give you the hat or they'll only give you the mittens or gloves, and then you kind of have to interpret. Or they do two separate patterns, but this is all of it in one. This is the sampler blanket that I showed you. It is so pretty. I love all the different stitches in there. I would almost I can't start anything new right now. I haven't finished anything. But I would love to dive into that and see, like, I have I would probably actually really like to do it in some of the cottons that I have, because I have so many different colors of cotton, and that would make a really nice lightweight blanket, because in the summer it gets so hot here, so it would be nice to have a lightweight blanket that I could use. And then this is a scarf that if you did it the way the pattern calls for it, you could do some color work, like color changes, like changing color, not like pattern color work. And then this bag gives you some different stitches to try. It's really neat. Oh. It does also, sometimes they don't do this when they put bags in your in the patterns, but it does talk to you about lining it as well. So I think that's nice. These remind me of like ice skates, but they're like booties. They call them booties, but they're like little slippers. But the ridges on the top, I know ice skates have the thing on the bottom, but it reminds me of ice skates. Reminds me of ice skates. It's neat. And then this is nice to have, not just wearables, right? But there's a rug in there. I made Lisa, Ladybird Loves, did a mystery cowl, and we made a rug out of some bulky yarn. But it would be nice to use like a nice wool or something on that for a nice rug. And then you have the symbols for the charts, and then a glossary and contributors for all of that. And then there's some other books from the publisher that they put in here. None of them are Tunisian, but all interesting. So that is the book look for the new Tunisian Crochet Contemporary Designs from Time-Honored Traditions. I think I got this off Amazon. If I did, I'll put the link below. I have no affiliation, I don't get any money or anything, but I will put the link in the description box. And I hope that you are having a great day. I hope that you, it's the weekend for me when I'm filming this, so by the time you see this, it'll be Monday. So I hope that you had a good weekend. However you chose to spend your weekend, I hope that you at least found a moment of peace, a moment of relaxation, a moment of fun. I had fun, but I also spent some time helping a friend move, so that's always more of a workout than you anticipate, but I got to be helpful, and it was nice to visit while we were helping them unpack once we helped them move to their new place. But it was a lot, and I am tired. But I hope, like I said, that you all had a wonderful weekend, and I hope that your week is starting off well. I would love to know what it is that you're doing while you're watching my video. I would love to know what you think about the book and what you think about Tunisian. Like, what is your opinion on Tunisian crochet? Have you ever done it? Is it not your favorite? Is it something that you would want to try if you've never done it? What would you um, like to do in Tunisian if you've never done it? I always recommend people start out with washcloths, um, just because you can do a square. If you try to do more than that with something that you're not familiar with, you get overwhelmed. A lot of people get overwhelmed, and they don't stick it out, and then they tend to hate it. But that's not the case for everyone. Certainly not me. I do enjoy Tunisian, and I'm looking forward to a label my library on this. Although I think I did kind of point out some of the things that were my favorite already. Okay, I'm going to let you go. As always, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!